Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with, hey, let's face it, my favorite, Coach Mike Sanford in the house.
I don't know. I'm in the top 50 of the guests here on Monday Night Live.
48 at least.
Okay.
At least. No, you are the best, and you have been very busy. We appreciate you taking the time. Coach, you've been out at Broncos in this early going. They finally got pads on. Just if I had to say, what are your one or two big takeaways so far?
I actually like the makeup of the running back room even more than maybe I thought I would.
Okay.
They are kind of the land of 5'9" running backs that are pretty jacked, pretty packed together. I see in an ideal running back room, your starter, your bell cow guy, you want your 1 and your 3 to be interchangeable in terms of their play style. And I even though we haven't seen a ton of Jonah Coleman in live situations, frankly, no live situations, but even really there haven't been a lot of team run or, move the ball even without tackling. But just body type wise, watching him run, I could see him being the next man up when J.K. Dobbins' time is over, is a Denver Broncos. So your 1 and your 3, I feel like, are way more interchangeable than a year ago. So then when J.K. Dobbins went down, you didn't have that next guy that felt like he stylistically was J.K. Dobbins. But then your number 2, I always say, you want your second guy to be a bit of a kind of like a gadget guy, a third down pass protector, a guy that can be really involved in the screen game, in the downfield passing game, coming out of the backfield. And I like what I see out of R.J. Harvey in that role. And Sean even said that, I believe it was at Saturday's practice in his press availability, is that R.J. Harvey is trending towards being the third down back. And then that would put the exclamation point for me on number 1 is J.K. Dobbins. Number 2, with a niche, is going to be R.J. Harvey and probably get more snaps than Jonah Coleman. But then Jonah Coleman could go be the hammer late in games if J.K. Dobbins needs to come off the field.
I like it. Three-headed monster. J.K., when he pinky promised us, he also said he's going to be the league's leading rusher. But with the way Sean divvies up his backs and their carries, is that a possibility?
Well, what's best for the Broncos? What's best to win a Super Bowl? It's probably not to run a player that has really not completed a full regular season into the ground. Why would you run J.K. Dobbins 20 carries a game when he hasn't really shown that durability? Like, is that the best thing for the team? One, and frankly, is it the best thing for the player? No. And so I don't care about 17 games. I care about 14 or so. I'd take 12. If J.K. Dobbins is fully healthy in the postseason, and he's toting it like he was in that stretch this season, last season when he was rolling as a top 5 back in the NFL, I would take that any day of the weekend, twice on Sundays, over having him finish out 17 games and limp into the postseason.
Absolutely. You need him in the playoffs. A big conversation, I think, all year is going to be, how do you keep all the mouths fed with the wide receivers, with the tight ends? How do you keep everybody happy? Because, Jalen Waddle and Court are going to get a ton of targets. How does this divvy out?
I'm going to say this. 1, good problem to have.
Yeah.
Because there's been years past where you say, is there a mouth to feed? I want some hungry cats.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of hungry dudes. And I think, number 1, you have a really versatile group of skilled players right now on the offensive side of the ball. But then I would say even more than that, think about the way that the Walton Penner ownership group, George and Sean Payton, and then coordinators now, Vance Joseph and Davis Webb, what's been pretty common about all the players that they brought into this organization? They're not divas.
Yeah.
They're guys, we called last year's training camp the no drama training camp, and we feel that way again. I mean, it's just like, these guys are workers. It's business as usual. They celebrate each other's successes. I think that the character of the individual athletes that the Broncos have acquired in this new regime has been of paramount importance, and because of that, with the talent that you now have, I think it's going to come together really nicely to feed a lot of mouths, but understand that there's going to be some players that have to take a back seat and be okay as long as everybody is succeeding and the team is succeeding.
When you look at this roster, sure, there's trying to figure out who's going to take JFM's spot, maybe a little competition here and there, but this looks like such a complete roster.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, depth, however you look at it. Is the Broncos roster the most complete roster in the NFL?
Ooh, the Rams are pretty filthy.
Yeah.
I think that the Rams probably are a little bit more dynamic at some of the positions that are game wrecker positions. Rams at receiver. I mean, my goodness, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, both playing the way they did with the passer that they have in Matt Stafford throwing the football, like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, you can go off for 50 in any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Defensively, the D-line that they've put together, and like I've heard some rumors about Vita Vea becoming a Ram. I'm like, dude, if that happens, that'd be the best D-line in the history of the world. I've never seen D-line like that, but they're so dynamic on those two positions. If you can rush the passer and you can create explosives, you're gonna be pretty good. So,
Yeah.
but I would say this: when I watched the first practice Friday of this past week with the Broncos, my takeaway was really clear. And it was as simple as, it's a really good football team.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. And there aren't many jobs up for battle, but like everybody seems like they know their roles. There's continuity in it. And what even is different about it is the fact that the Broncos right now don't have players on the down slope of their career.
Yeah.
They have a lot of players like that are either right at their the pinnacle of their career, or they're guys like Garrett Bowles that just get better like fine wine with years.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun to watch.
It's going to spell for a very exciting season. What a great time to have a shameless plug. We'll be back for the Blitz this football season. Coach, good luck in the high school season as well. It's coming up just a couple weeks away.
Friday Night Lights, nothing better.
Let's go. Good luck, Coach. You're the best. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.